Good morning to all. Afternoon, I think. It's always a pleasing honor to be here in this hall where it's the nation's center point for information dissemination. I will be very, very brief because the reason why we're here today is just to make some clarity on disinformation that's out there in the media as far as the ongoing arson case is. As we may all be aware, this matter is before the criminal court under judicial consideration. As such, what we can and cannot say about it is extremely limited. More so, at this point in time, we have to be extremely careful because anything we say can be used against us in any way possible. So we'll be very, very brief and bring you just the facts based on how much we can speak about concerning this issue. However, before I move forward, I would like to draw the attention of the general public to the fact that this case is not just about the criminal defendants that are indicted and before the court. It is more about addressing systemic issues in this country. This case has pinched a lot of nerves for people of power who believed that the culture of impunity has been their guiding factor for the commission of crime. So the disinformation is coming from multiple sources. So I want you to see beyond this case and look at the fact that this is about ending the culture of impunity that even the great corruption in this country is resident upon. So obviously, I expect the kind of attacks that we see coming from all angles about this particular issue. There's been claims and counterclaims about the police attempting to bribe suspect Nyanti and trying to coerce him into lying on other co-defendants. Here to make clarity that at no point in time will the national police at any given instance have an engagement with Mr. Nyanti concerning any issue of robbery. Of the names that he listed, there's no one who has got any authority to commit government in that regard. More so, Mr. Nyanti has been identified from day one as a person of interest in this case, and he has been on the run. Through mutual cooperation with the Ghanaian police, he was arrested and subsequently turned over. Mr. Nyanti was brought back into the country on the 6th of a family member who made a request that he was willing to cooperate and become a witness. However, we know that in criminal investigations, cooperating suspects are always dangerous. When he was brought in based on the request of the family member who assisted in this process, we gave him a chance to speak with him and to test the legitimacy of his willingness to assist in the investigation. In the process, it was proven that indeed he could not be trusted. He was already charged even before he was charged in absentia, so even before being arrested. As such, he was brought over at central headquarters and subsequently turned over to the court. At no point in time did we ever intend to make a deal with him or to even promise him what he's claiming. The claims that you're hearing and counter claims, I don't even know which one to believe. 50,000, 200,000, 2,000, whichever one it is. Though I can tell you they made requests that we could not honor. And at no point in time did we enter any agreement with Mr. Nyanti to lie or to force him or coerce him in any way, shape, or form to speak falsely against any of the defendants. The LMP, we remain resolute. This matter is, like I say, is before the court. We are still looking at for other suspects. Now that we have a full indictment, the diffusion, the Interpol diffusion that we have for the suspects that are at large, I've instructed the Deputy Inspector General for Crime Services, Intelligence, and Interpol to upgrade that diffusion notice in the Interpol system to a red notice. So over the next few days, that notice will be published. As soon as we get a feedback from NCB Monrovia receives the feedback from Interpol, it will be published and will be shared with our counterparts around the world to have those criminal suspects repatriated for prosecution. Mr. Nyanti returned followed lawful procedures. The due privileges. The Ghanaian police cooperated with us. The relative of his who engaged and asked us to give him a chance because he wanted to intervene. We have spoken to them. We have their sworn statements and everything. When Mr. Nyanti came in, he willingly, in the presence of his lawyer, made sworn statement that we have on record that was videotaped, and also reaches a court, it will be presented for whatever evidence purpose, but at no point in time was he ever forced to do anything of such. At this point, I would like to stop here and we'll entertain a few questions and move forward.
Maximum 5 questions. I do respond to the questions.
Good morning. My name is Coleman.
So what's the name? Who you report for?
Newspaper. IG, I listen to you.
Well, 7 lawmakers were called to conclude the investigation. On the day that they were called, they had their last interview, and it's at that interview that the conclusion was made as to who were to be charged and who could have been released. Out of the 7, 5 were charged, and 2 of them were released. Thank you.
Yes, Opolu, and I wanted what you are hoping. My question was to you, IG. Your men were seen on live video, you're dragging the CDC chairperson, something that many Liberians expressed disappointment, including the Council of Churches. Are you proud of the men, or you want to apologize?
Well, I watched the video. I did not see my men drag the CDC chairperson. At no point in time did they drag him. More so, I raised concerns about that particular action and said it was under a review for the use of force. The Professional Standards Division was instructed, and that review is ongoing. It is my hope that the chairperson will cooperate with the investigation and come forward if he has any claims or counterclaims in that regard. Thank you. And indeed, yes, I am proud of my men. They show remarkable discipline and professionalism. Thank you.
So, my name is Joseph Selif, and I report for ABC Radio. Police IG, I just want to know if you were to give us a picture of, because the government initiated a no zone, if you were to give us a picture of, motorcyclists that were taken off the street, can you give us a picture of the crime rate in our country? Because the intent was to minimize violence and also minimize criminal activities across our street. If you were to give us a picture, what's the current picture of the crime rate in our country? Thank you.
So thank you. I think that's an excellent question. We have sometimes, you know, when you take some of these decisions, you're looking at one direction, but then it has a multiplier effect, and that has been the case with the motorcyclists flying Main Street. We were more concerned about their safety, and that was the basis upon which this decision was taken. But beyond the safety, it did speak to the issue of crime reduction as well, which around this time we did a comparison of the last 5 years statistics of our crime rate. And when you look at this time around the year, as soon as the rains begins, there's always a surge. More so, we had a release of some high-profile criminals after serving over 2 terms of court from the central prison. So it was our anticipation that by this time, we would have had 2 times the spike that we normally see around this time of the year. Knock on wood, I mean, the crime rate has remained relatively low. We've had instances of armed robbery, one on Dupo Road, and another one reported in the Barnersville area, major armed robberies. So we're tracking these different groups. We're using proactive measures. We deploy more intelligence to be able to counter them in the day before they can strike at night. So we're reassuring the public that there are measures in place to ensure that we keep the crime rate down. But on the overall, these are just more of opportunistic crimes driven by substance abuse and what have you. That is why we advise people to take proactive measures and not to expose themselves to dangerous areas. Like you leave something visible in the vehicle, it's an attraction even for the owners, not even for just criminals. So we ask people to safeguard themselves while we work tirelessly to ensure that we prevent crimes from happening. Thank you.
So my name is Ines Soko. I listen to you, Mr. Aji, and I just want to say this ASON case is followed by not just the citizenry, international partners are also watching. And I think every result from this ASON case will enable the security sector to regain public trust. And I hope Nyanti understands label. I quietly listened to you when you spoke about in no way has anyone contacted Nyanti with the clarification made. Are you concerned about contacting those listed by Nyanti in making further questioning to those individuals concerning what the striking revelation he has given? Because there are a lot of things embedded within what is ongoing. And I hope Nyanti understands that. And with you just making clarification on in no way has anyone contacted him with the revelation he has made, are there further actions by your institution to contact those that he has listed in order to have your work easily done?
Okay, so what I'm saying, where the location was considered a safe house, and there are a safe house, especially when you have people under such protection. Everyone who spoke to him were under video surveillance. So, I mean, if Mr. Nyanti can come out and bring, like you say, he has recordings and back and forth. If he can bring recordings or any documentation indicating that these things were made, we will consider them. But from our end, we know that everyone that spoke to him, some of the names he claims spoke to him, yes, they are part of the investigation, and they have all rights to be there to talk to him about the investigation and not to coerce him in any way to lie. Look, this case has been on the basis of good evidence and good evidence only. At no point in time will we try to compromise our integrity or the integrity of the investigation or the state itself to try to falsify evidence. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever to put any extra twist to this case. This is a strong, solid case. I believe, like I said, from day one, the men were very professional in their dealings. We follow international protocols. We compare notes with international investigators. We compared with other actors to make sure that we had crossed our T's and dotted our I's. We are not worried about gathering anything extra. We have sufficient at this point in time. Look, the thing here, what you all don't understand is that all of you here, your platforms are being used as a means of adjudicating this matter in the public. Those who are considered go to the court. That's where it should be adjudicated. Let them take the evidence to the court. No evidence is not evidence. When you say, oh, you push on no evidence, it doesn't mean you have the evidence. So go to the court. We appreciate what you all do. I mean, it's a part of the democracy. But you all should be very careful understanding the fact that these people are just trying to use your platform to sway the jurors, to sway potential jurors, to put in the minds of the public that this thing is not real. What is evident is the fact that that building lies in ruins. What is evident is the fact that all of you got videos in your phones with the flame and a thick black smoke. What you do have evidence of is that there was an assault on the democracy. And nobody has ever answered for it in this country. Look, the culture of impunity will stop in this country. And if we cannot stop that culture of impunity, you cannot stop corruption, you cannot stop anything here. Under this administration, as we have served as a team, we're going to go after anyone who breaks the law, regardless of your social status, your class, your position, whatever. If you break the law, you're going to man being coming for you. Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Aji.
Last question.
Thank you.
So we have gathered that Mr. Nyanti was brought comfort and was kept at a hotel. And the headquarters of the Competition Police. Can you tell us why? Or can you tell us the situation as to why you kept at a hotel or was he kept at the headquarters? Where was he kept?
Okay, so Mr. Nyanti, like I said, was kept under safe house protocols, where which area, that I'm not going to review here, but yes, he was not at the National Police Headquarters. He was kept in a safe house on a safe house protocol. At this point in time, I'll take no further questions. I want to thank you all for all of the support. And please remember, this is about Liberia, Lord Liberia, think Liberia, and let's build Liberia together. Thank you.